Hello, Matthews Gatos here. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to factor by inspection. Now, with every method that we do, we always look for GCF first and then divide all our terms by GCF if applicable. I want to talk about how do we factor the quadratic that remains. So, with inspection, it's a bit of a hard method to teach someone how to factor because it's very intuitive and logical. It happens in your head. But I am going to write down all the steps that I would be doing in my head so that you can kind of see the pattern. The more and more you factor by inspection, you'll start to see patterns and you'll get quicker and quicker at it. And once you master inspection, it's actually the fastest method to factor. So what I'm going to be looking at is factor pairs of my first term, factor pairs of my last term, and using the distributive property, how do I combine those factors together to get the middle term? So the one tip that I have for you is that each set of brackets cannot contain a common factor. So for example, if one of my brackets has a 2x in it, I can't have any other even number in that set of brackets. So that helps us eliminate some of the possibilities. So let's look at how do I factor this. First thing I do is I look at all of the factors of my first term, which is 4. So I know I can have 1 times 4 or 4 times 1 or 2 times 2. Then I look at the factors of my last term. Now I know it's negative, so 1 will be positive, 1 will be negative. But all the factors of 6 are 1 times 6, or 6 times 1, and 2 times 3, or 3 times 2. So I'm going to kind of put those together. Now I'm doing this process in my head, but I want to show you what it looks like. So here's all the possibilities of the factors, putting them together. So placing 1 times 4 or 2 times 2 in my first set of brackets for my first terms, and in the second term of the brackets I'm doing all the factors of 6. So obviously I'm not going to list all of these out. I'm just doing this so you can kind of see the process. Now right away I can eliminate anything with a common factor. So I've already crossed off a lot of possibilities. So now when I'm factoring, I start to look at the distributive property. I already know that my first terms multiply to 4g squared and my last terms multiply to negative 6. So I just look for my middle term. So for example, when I multiply this together, I get negative g and 24g. Well, 24 take away 1 is 23. Those numbers are too far apart. So I can also eliminate anything that multiplies the 6 and 4 together, because it's going to be too big. So I won't think of those combinations when I'm doing this in my head. So I'm going to get rid of anything where I'm multiplying 4 times 6 because that is too big of a number. So let's see, did I get rid of them all? I did. So now I'll go to my next kind of combination. I'm going to get the numbers a little bit closer together. So for example, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, plus 3 is negative 5g. So I'm close. I'm at my 5g, but I want it to be positive. So I'm going to try that same combination, but I'm going to flip around the signs. So now I have 4 times 2 is positive 8g, take away 3g, and that is my 5g. So I know that this combination is the one that works. Again, I'm not doing this by listing it out, but I'm doing it by knowing about my factors of my first and last term and how they combine together using the distributive property to come up with my middle term. So that's how you factor with inspection. Give it a try, do some extra practice. It'll start to kind of piece together and click together if you like this method. So I hope this video helped, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.